everybody out there in the land of YouTube. Annette Dion here. I am the host and founder of the Psychic News Network, and it's Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025. I hope you had a good day. As good as can be expected in the current crazy climate that we're in the United States. I know it's really hard to fathom. Let's just take a moment and just recognize it's really hard to fathom that this is the country that we are now in. So I don't want us to forget what normalcy is. So I've mentioned several times that I've got 22 videos that are more than 15 minutes each that I recorded. I had no idea it was going to be that long of a list of the Biden-Harris achievements. In the 4 years of the Biden-Harris administration, they kicked ass. They totally did. And I fear that we're losing sight of what normalcy actually is. So in that spirit, every PNN, I'm going to read you just a minute or two from, and you can just Google it, the Biden-Harris administration record, and you know, before somebody takes it down. When President Biden took office, the country was in the midst of the worst pandemic in more than a century and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. Nearly 1 million workers had lost their jobs. COVID-19 was wreaking havoc on our country, closing businesses, keeping kids out of school, and killing thousands of Americans every day. Starting on his first day in office, President Biden took decisive action to beat the pandemic. On President Biden's first day in office, he released a national strategy for the COVID-19 response to vaccinate the nation and stood up the largest free vaccination program in the country's history. President Biden set an ambitious goal to get 100 million vaccines in people's arms in 100 days. President Biden's American Rescue Plan changed the country's economic trajectory through targeted relief to meet the urgent needs of American communities, leading to the strongest jobs recovery on record and a world-leading economic performance, the American Rescue Plan. I'll just read you a couple of items. Invested about $160 billion to provide the supplies, emergency response testing, and public health workforce to stop the spread of COVID. Provided critical relief to more than 15,000 school districts to reopen safely and support student well-being and academic recovery. I told you, I just read about a minute or two. So it starts with that, because he entered into office at the height of COVID, when we had just surpassed 1 million people dead from COVID, because Dumpy botched the COVID response, and Dumpy threw out the pandemic response book when it was handed to him by Obama. I know that the zone is being flooded with BS and has been all year, and it really hasn't stopped for the past 10 years, but we cannot lose our perspective on what normalcy is. So promise me you won't lose your perspective on what normalcy is, on what it is to have a president of the United States that's actually a president of the United States, and not a, I have a new one for you, not a foudus, which means effed up the United States. Effed up the United States. It's foudus now. I have new names for him every day. So the other night I had shown you that I had I Ching cards that I hadn't really ever looked at. One of my viewers sent them to me. So what I'm going to do is, the other night I pulled the eight card in the deck. And I didn't have the book. I wasn't sure if it came with the book, but I did come across the book. And here it is. I pulled the 8 card, and it says, or was it the 26? It was a 26. It was a 26. So then I did numerology and read it as an 8. But let me tell you what the book says about Yeah, it was 26 actually. Ta Chu, the taming power of the great. Above mountain, below heaven. Heaven is the great creative force. The mountain is stability and steadiness. This is the taming power of the great. Discipline and method, the sustain creativity and give it form. Daily renewal of good habits requires strength of character. This leads to success. The divine spirit finds satisfaction in manifesting great works. That's what we're working on. We're getting stronger because we are working together with one united vision of what needs to happen. Don't let the idiots F up your head. So now he's the F up of the United States. Foudus. Let's get to what's going on today. So, I don't want to talk about the Epstein videos that the committee, the oversight committee, received from the Epstein estate, because it's too disturbing, and I don't want to like alarm people, but it's disturbing. It's like a horror movie. If you read energy, especially, and you're looking at the pictures, so it's just too horrible for me to talk about. But I'm just going to read about the outcome, the consequences that happen as a result. So let's pull some cards. Let's pull, I have the Aquarian deck here today. Let's pull 3 cards from the Aquarian deck about what happens, because now they're being released. I mean, not the files that Pam Blondie keeps, delaying, and they're supposed to release them on December 19th, but she won't. And, some names are redacted on the photos that they have. I think they have video, too. Some names are redacted, and we need to know who the names are, but we can probably guess. It's just so easy to... It doesn't take a psychic, right? I should get t-shirts that say that. Doesn't take a psychic. It just takes common sense. But my psychic impression is she won't release them. And I said weeks ago that when they're released, they'll be sharpied away, and that's what we're gonna see. But it doesn't matter because the information's out. It just persists. What happens is it just persists. This whole thing never goes away. I wanna just ask if there are spirits on the other side. Virginia Guffrey being one. Are there spirits on the other side that are making the reveal happen? Are there spirits on the other side that are making the reveal happen? Yes. They're assisting in the information coming out. Is Virginia one of them? Yeah. Is Epstein one of them? Is he pushing this forward? No. I think he's still an evil spirit on the other side. But Virginia's kind of guiding this. All right, so let's take a look. Yeah, this represents the GOP. Kind of destitute, not really sure where to go, and I really don't feel like they're going to do very much to hide Dumpy's crimes, but they're going to be redacted anyway. But there's enough evidence out there. I don't see the entire body of we'll just call them Republicans for the sake of discussion. I don't see them going along with this being hidden. I don't. I'm not seeing a lot of, let's rally for Trump and make sure that we say he's completely innocent. I'm not feeling that. The Ace of Pentacles, this just remains. This Epstein stuff just remains. And let's ask the pendulum. Are we going to get like exponentially more coming out? Yeah. Yeah, from the Epstein estate. Interesting. Okay. I want I want to say something to you, like, hug your neighbor. Everyone's having a rough time. It's just so unbelievable. I did watch Midas Touch, the presser this afternoon. And sometimes I think I'm watching a rerun of Midas Touch, and then I see that they just posted it like an hour ago or something. Because I'm always hearing Ben Meiselas say something about a disaster presser, and that's what they are every time. If you see the one from today, if you can just kind of step back and just go, I'm just going to see what's happening. I'm going to be in observer mode. I'm just going to see what's going on there. These people that are standing around Dumpy, Ted Cruz, Marsha Blackburn, who needs to go take a nap, Keg's Breath, I think, was there. Besant was there. The other, like these horrible people, just these horrible people, and they're like laughing at his jokes, and it's like, what are you doing? So I'm going to do a general read on them. But if you've ever had anyone in your life, and most people here that watch this channel have had somebody in their life, I do pick that up. Most of you have had this experience where somebody's really elderly and they're on their way out, right? They're just, it's getting to be the end. And you just kind of go along with, you know, that they're compromised, their life force is ebbing, they fall asleep, they're in and out of consciousness, it looks like he's just like dying. And I don't remember who it was, but it might have been Marsha Blackburn. She was saying something, and he literally, if I had my big wingback chair still, I'd show you, but he's like this, with his eyes closed in the chair. You have to go watch it, about the presser today. And if you've ever had somebody elderly in your family who's on their way out, that's what happened. That is what's going on. Let's pull 3 cards to just ask, is he dying? Is he dying right in front of our eyes? And by the way, I wanted to mention, because I did see a video of Melania, like him leaning on Melania when they were going to Air Force One, maybe it might have been last week. Leaning on her like he couldn't walk on his own. I don't know if that was Melania, for one thing. Because the person who was last week, when he kind of pardoned the turkeys before he went off on some disgusting rant and ruined the whole turkey pardon thing, ritual. That woman that was there her energy was not Melania's. I don't know who that was. So if you feel like it, you can go back and look and give me your take on it. But I'm pulling 3 cards about today's presser. Just about the presser, and then I'll ask about those MAGA Republicans. They're just like, ugh. Man, it's disgusting. Today's presser. I keep on getting this moon card. It's really speaking to us lately. I don't get the moon card this much, this often, this many times in a row. I don't know if that's ever happened. The moon card. So I'm asking about the energy of this presser this afternoon, and I think he's ready for the loony bin. The Queen of Pentacles indicates that there is, I don't know who this would be, but there is a person, a female, who's one of the MAGA Republicans, that maybe she has some knowledge about this kind of thing, this kind of medical condition. But there's somebody who's aware that this needs to be kind of reined in. Like let's ask Was it somebody that was there today? I feel like there's a female who's kind of, you know, out there sort of watching from the background, who is deciding that they need to talk about whether he needs to be seen in public. I'm just trying to think who that would be. And the Six of Swords, the energy of that presser. No, that presser did not help him in one tiny bit. In no way, manner, shape, or form did that presser help him at all. Is the person, the female who's going to insist that he cannot be seen in public, is it okay, is it Melania? I have a yes. Maybe she thinks it looks bad for her. I don't know. It's an interesting little bit of information there. Okay. As far as the Magas who were behind him during that, I mean, it was one for the history books. I know that they all are, but it was like, oh my God. He's like, he's almost falling off his chair. I'm serious. He really was. All right, so let's look at the people around him in that presser. What's their fate? What is their fate? I still have a little tickle in my throat. That's what fake beer is for. Oh, what's going on with the people that are around him in the presser is that they're a little bit concerned that the connection to Russia is going to involve them in some way. I'm really getting the sense that all the people in that room are very aware of the Kremlin. Three of Pentacles, the Sun. Huh. Let me ask the guides about that. This is what I'm picking up. They're very aware of the dealings with the Kremlin, but for some reason they think that they can sort of step to the side while all this damage is being done. That's what I'm getting from these cards. And you know, this is Vlad. See? Vlad Dracula. They really do think that when it all gets exposed that they'll just be fine. They're freaking delusional. Oh me, oh my. Are they sick in the head? What's going on with that? That can't be. Does the majority of the people in that room at the presser, the representatives, it makes me so sick to think about it. Do they think that they're immune from any future prosecution? They're not sure. They probably don't really let their minds go there, is what I feel. Is it just kind of in the back of their minds and they don't think about it? It's in the back of their minds. They don't. Yeah. Are they gonna be sorry that they thought that? Are they gonna be proven wrong that they thought that? Yeah. One of the things they were talking about is that they're gonna they want to have a behind closed doors hearing with Jack Smith. And boy, was he calling Jack Smith a ton of names. He's crazy. He calls him all these things. Like, he's a thug. Everything that Dumpy is, he's calling Jack Smith. And all the rest of them. So I'm going to actually pull 3 cards about Dumpy's health. How much longer does he have? I'll tell you something. It's not 3 years. He has very advanced dementia. he's in a bubble. He's in a mental bubble for sure. 6 of Cups and 5 of 2 of Wands. He's being given a lot of drugs. He's being given a lot of drugs. He doesn't know what's going on. That's the 7 of Cups, the gaslight card. And the 2 of Wands. Just, it's all he can do to keep his physical balance. It's bad, people. It's very, very bad. What are the chances that a health crisis will take him out of office before 2026? What are the chances that a health crisis will take him out of office before January? We'll say 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, 60%, 70%, 80%, it's almost at 100%, 90% chance that his health will take him out of office before 2026. Should that actually happen, will J.D. Vance be president? No, I've never ever gotten that he will be president. Is J.D. going to be divorced from Usha, or will it be announced? Yeah. Yes. It will be. Let's read on Keg's Breath. So Keg's Breath, on his little name plate in front of him there was some kind of hearing going on. I'm not sure what it was, but I have to go back and look. It said SS. Instead of secretary with 1 S, it said SS. And remember, I read on him yesterday, I think it was yesterday, and I asked if he was a Nazi, and I got that he was. So I'm not even going to really ask about that again. What I'm going to ask about, because Stephen Miller was too, and several of them were. And you know, Dumpy was Mussolini. He was also the Emperor Nero, who set a fire to Rome and watched it burn and fiddled. He was a horrible, horrible, horrible person. You know, the thing Dumpy calls everybody else horrible people. Can you say projection? What I'm asking is this, and actually I think I'll use a different deck. What I'm asking is this. So since they reincarnated and came in with all those heinous qualities, what do the cards have to say about them succeeding this time around? Because sometimes we come back because we want to redo. Sometimes we come back, and if we're heinous individuals and we want to come back and do heinous acts, because it's not for the highest good of all, coming back and doing those heinous acts ends really badly for that soul. So the redo doesn't succeed if they're doing evil. And then evil and success, those two words don't go together. Okay, so what about their souls? They will be isolated. They'll be cast out of heaven into the hell, like Lucifer. You know, that's how that all happened. Interesting. I know this might be hard to believe, but I do see prison. I do see them held accountable. And I feel like that's when they get, like, their souls kind of, I don't want to say resolve, but they complete the cycle because they actually pay the price. I really do feel that. The Hermit and the Magician. They're isolated. Every single one of those heinous people feel deep down a deep sense of self-loathing, and that's why they're so horrible, because they hate themselves, and so they want to put that hate on everybody else. They have a genuine hatred for themselves, which kind of which kind of like appears like they think that they're great. I talked about this last night. And that's why they put on all that fake makeup and everything. And, you know, Keg's Breath had a makeup studio installed at the Pentagon. I know! It's hard to believe. I get it. So. Oh, dear. Let me read on one more thing. I did see a headline that Hakeem Jeffries made nice with Trump, and I'm not going to read on that because I'm just not until it feels like I should. I feel my guys just said don't even look at it. But what popped into my head was that somebody was out to assassinate Hakeem Jeffries, and there may be a connection. But I'm not going to read on it. But why did I bring it up if I wasn't going to read on it? I just wanted to mention that's what's going on, is I'm not, it's connected to that somehow. Let's kind of wind down with this. Where will we be in January? At the end of this month, where will we be in January? Actually, this isn't going to be the last thing. I do want to see the fate of Keg's Breath. I got the Three of Cups. I'm kind of feeling like by January, the world kind of helps us. I mean, I know that's hard to believe. But you have to understand, the United States of America has a decent reputation with the world. And we have had a decent reputation with the world until Trump, right? Till 10 years ago. So in January, I mean, I do see the Three of Cups is here. We're celebrating something. And I feel like we'll be seeing a lot of movement towards let's knock this shit out. Knock out fascism. But we're going to be proceeding with a lot of caution. But I think we're going to see some action against what's happening here. And I kind of feel like I've been getting the message that ICE is going to be reined in. So I'm going to pull 3 cards about the situation with Venezuela and Keg's Breath. Just that. Just cards to give me a sense of what's going to happen there. Just pulling the Aquarian Tarot cards. Something's going to happen quickly. In secret. Yeah, behind the scenes, there is a plan being made to hold Keg's Breath, whatever the hell his name is, Keg's Breath accountable. There's behind the scenes fast movement to remove him. He's a danger to our nation. Yeah, 6 of Pentacles. This is people are pouring money and resources into making sure he's ousted. I mean, come on, people. Like, we're in the nuclear age here. This is not a time to be messing around. We can't be messing around. Let me ask this, too. I said I was going to go, and I'm still here. Because he's threatening this, is Trump going to send our military, is he going to send boots on the ground to Venezuela? Is that going to happen? I have a no. No, I feel like blowing those boats out of the water is going to blow themselves out of the water, metaphorically speaking. No, I see the brakes being pulled on that. All right, shall I pick a goddess card? Let me do that. And because these are pretty positive, and I want to leave you with the positive. And I very much am going to read you 1 item per day. If you Google it, it's a really long list. If you want to listen to it, I have the Biden-Harris achievements recorded under my videos. I'll look up and see what month it was that I did that. I did that all in an afternoon, and I was so like losing my voice by the end of it because they had achieved so much. All that we're in right now, none of this was necessary. None of it. Last year, we were doing pretty good. I guess we needed to appreciate it. Spiderwoman. Oh, this should be good. These are our final thoughts for today. Spiderwoman. Oh, while I'm thinking of it, please sign up for the Winter Solstice event. You won't be disappointed. Go to empowermentunlimited.net. I'll put the link in the description too. That's Kathy Beale's website, and you can get tickets there. Get into the magic of the season. It's so important that we have magic. These numbers are hard to read. I guess it's 49. So, Spiderwoman. I didn't know there was a Spiderwoman. Co-creation. Empowerment message. From the rich red earth, the Navajo goddess Spiderwoman rises up to help you weave your dreams into the fabric of reality. That's so important. She is here to remind us that our vision of the form of our desire is not as important as its essence. Knowing why you want to create something, what motivates you, what inspires you, and what beauty you're dreaming to bring to life is key. Like why you want these things, why we want these things. The collective dream is being manifested by the co-creative relationship between our imagination and the universe. So call to the best within and weave your world into being with intentionality and humility. Remember that you can't control the form. Accept life on life's terms. When the goddess Spiderwoman appears, she heralds the creation of a most beautiful dream that springs to life as if by magic. Stay with it. We need the dream to be added to the web of all creation. Visualize, 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 and especially let's think about why we want to save our democracy, why we want world peace, all those things. I like that. All right. I'll see you tomorrow for Off the Ledge. I'll make a video and record it in the morning, upload it in the morning. Please hit the thumbs up. Please hype this video and subscribe and become a member. There's more good stuff coming up for members real soon. So come to our Winter Solstice event. EmpowermentUnlimited.net is where you go to sign up. It's on December 22nd. All right. See you soon. Namaste.